Jiangsu encourages the editors to get to see. Its essence is disguised layoffs. Hello everyone. Today some friends from China asked me about the government encouraging the relocation of the staff. So I will talk about this topic briefly. The word "zai" may be unfamiliar to some young friends or friends who have lived abroad for many years. Actually, this word is not unfamiliar to Chinese people. It is a new word that appeared after the reform and opening up, and there are special targets. These people who eat public service meals continue to work and start their own business. This is called zai. Why is it called zai? Because in the Hong Kong TV series, the business field was compared to Shanghai, so it is derived. You resign from your public service and start your own business. This is called zai business, finally abbreviated as zai. Its special target is this public service staff, ordinary people. Then you are a businessman. Then you are self-employed. It has nothing to do with zai. You are not in the editor's office. So why are people now paying attention to this matter? In recent years, the economy has been declining. The government has also released the wind many times to fund institutions because the local finance is getting more and more difficult. Many places, the wages of the contractors cannot be issued in time. This has become a big social problem, so now the government must carry out this fiscal relief. The biggest one here is the employees who eat the financial meal. It has to be cut from here. So in the Chinese public service staff, it is divided into two big pieces. One is the civil servant, the regular government department, for example, the Taxation Bureau, the Industry and Commerce Bureau, the Public Security Bureau, etc. The official employees in these units are all civil servants, so they are the first class food. So besides this, there are also large unemployment related units. There are also a lot of people in this. So what are the unemployment related units? Let me introduce it to you. There are 4 types of unemployment related units. The first type is the General Organ Unemployment Unit, including the publishing house, the Imperial Guard, the city government, the library, the newspaper, the farm, and so on. The second type is the Educational Unemployment Unit, public schools. Universities and universities belong to the Educational Unemployment Unit. Teachers in public schools are all educational unemployment. Then the third one is the Medical Hygiene Unemployment Unit. Public hospitals belong to the Medical Hygiene Unemployment Unit. Doctors are unemployed. The fourth type is the research and research institutions. The common one is the Research Institute. So there are a lot of research institutes in the market now. It's been decades. Some ordinary research institutes have also changed to enterprises. It's no longer unemployed. Some important research institutions are still unemployed. So from the introduction of the unemployment unit, it is currently covered by such 4 categories. Think about it. There are a lot of people in it. So this time, the national regulation for reducing public workers is in the area of Jiangsu. He first started this work in Jiangsu. What he is targeting is the unemployment unit. So his plan is to reduce the number of unemployment related employees by 200,000 in the next year. Although the number is not very large, but the influence is also quite wide. So this time, Jiangsu as a research institute, it's still a big deal. He is the head of the HR department, the development committee, the education department, and so on. 14 departments jointly issued a notice, jointly promote key group entrepreneurship. These people can stay for 3 years. The original unit pays social security and it's a normal competitive salary. This is what we see. It seems that this condition is not bad. You went to business, left your job, but you still keep your salary. Social security is still handed over to you. You don't have to hand it over yourself. Then there is a normal level of company adjustment also carry out with you. You sound like this. It's more attractive than the previous job. The previous job was only to keep your salary, nothing else. You have to hand it over yourself. So this time it seems that this policy is quite good. I don't know how many people will sign up after his mobilization. So let's take a look. After the CCP established the regime can enter the government series of work. That's a good job. That's what every family pursues, including you. Like me, when I was young, I just want to read a book. Can enter the public security law agency to work. I think that's very glorious and can serve the motherland in the work position. At the same time, you can also contribute to the country in the work position. When we were young, we all thought like this because you have insurance in government agencies. Although there are not many companies, but life is no problem, so for so many years go to the government, that's what most people are after. So in the 1980s, after China's reform and opening up, this is a little changed. People can go to the market to make money. If you compare it with making money as your civil servant's income, it's a bit of a discount at that time. Some people resigned, start to go to the market to do business. Actually, I think about it again, my father is also the first saint person to go to sea. He was in 1981 or 1982, he just resigned, then he bought a car, start making money in the market. He also became our place the earliest batch of 10,000 yuan. So you think anything, he is a comparison, because like my father, they left their job, he did it himself. His annual income is more than 10,000 yuan. He used to be in the family's team, be a little kid. A month's salary may be around 100 yuan, more than 1,000 yuan a year. Then he came out to do it 10 times his salary. So this is still very attractive. So in the 1980s, some people still chose to go to sea because there were more gold and silver in the market at that time. Then in the 1990s, when Shenzhen was under development, another wave of downstream tide at that time, there were opportunities all over the country, so the downstream tide was also relatively strong. Later, the state-owned enterprises were reformed. These two things are also combined together, and then there was no downstream tide. Some people think the unit is not very good, then do this suspension. This situation has always been there. There were several employees in my company before it was in their original state-owned unit, then we came to work. So the downstream tide is not very strange to the Chinese, but the downstream tide before it's still different from the current situation, because these people used to go downstream is running for the opportunity of this market. It's just that the impulse to go downstream is also relatively big, but this time, downstream tide, you are completely passive, so the government forced you to go downstream because he can't afford the cost of this person. Let's see what college students do these days is to take the civil service exam. Why? Because there are too few opportunities in society, they only go to this civil service team. I feel guaranteed. So's why so many college students have been taking the side, but in a relative situation, and this national economy is also going downstream. The government does not need so many side employees. He is now, in order to reduce the financial expenditure, it can only be simplified. So this downstream, he had to do it. There is no way to say no. Many places have civil servants asking for money. The salary of the side is not sent out, so this phenomenon can't go on for a long time. He can only take this way of shrinking to reduce financial burden. This is what I said. Now China's internal role has been rolled into Zhao's family. He can't do this, but this time it's completely different from the previous situation. There is no opportunity in the market now. Where is the sea to go down? It's all black and white. What are you doing down the sea? It's completely different from the past. There was a chance in the market before. As long as you have thoughts there is a certain amount of money, then the chances of success are still relatively large. For example, like me, when we first started, just 3 buddies, a few $1,000s wrong, just put his greedy. That was in 1993. So now you think about it, what can you do with 10,000 yuan? You may have invited the leader to eat. Public relations fees are not enough. What else can you do, right? The situation is already very different, and this market is now going downhill. You let so many people out. What can he do? It's not even good to open a restaurant now. You let them deliver takeout and express. So I think his job, it's really hard to open a exhibition. We can say his event. This time he is a variable layman. You dare to shout, then you don't come back. He said those things all lies. You are a representative. How much money do you have to pay a year? So he told you keep social security, medical insurance, these things. So he is a small part of the company. So after you leave, first of all, I won't pay you. In addition, the position of the God give you this level of company to continue to improve. Those things are all empty once you have been gone for 3 years. Maybe this part has been cut. Where are you going to work? So I think, although he sent a notice, but there should be few people who left on their own. I think the SA people want to work hard, keep his job. There must be a lot of contradictions. Let's look at the development of his situation. In addition, let's take a look. Why did he choose this location in Jiangsu? Why not choose another identity? So we look at the national economic situation. This Jiangsu area still relatively rich. From now on, it's also a relatively good place for the economy. Once these people go down the sea, the space is more than anywhere else. Maybe it's better to arrange a little After you go down the sea in this place there will be more opportunities in society, maybe the acceptance of these people on the side will be higher, but you think back, if you put this thing, put these remote poor areas, so who do you let go? I think this contradiction, it must be very sharp, because they know once they leave this position, just because there is no income, it's no different from unemployment. So this job, I think he is more difficult to promote in the country. He can't do it, but he will cause very sharp contradictions. It means that people inside him will get messy. So now let's take a look. He first mobilized the unemployment side. If this economy continues to decline, you can't finish all the people on the side of unemployment, for example, like the hospital, right? You have to leave some capable people. You can't finish it here. So what do you do in the end? These unemployed civil servants will be removed. Once those people are moved, their emotions will be bigger than people like Li Zicheng hiding in such a public park. In addition, we have to see a situation once the number of these people reaches a certain size, they can't eat after leaving the side. So when they come out to make trouble, the power is much greater than the people making trouble. When the people go to defend their rights, many times he can't get a clue, but these people he used to do this job, he knows where the government source is. When he turned around and made trouble with your government, the government must be in charge. So I said, if he can't solve this problem, dare not say that Li Zicheng, but a large number of advocates, this is no problem. And this thing, just like we used to say his high pressure rule, in the end it must be his own. For example, the first few days of the CCP's most painful. This is the foo, because this soldier has an organization and a base. So once they are organized, the Communist Party is indeed the leader. So now this kind of shrinkage, if every province has hundreds of thousands of people, it's been demolished. There are quite a few people in this life is not guaranteed. So the power of this group of advocates will be greater than ordinary people, because his psychology is not balanced. Let's say me, if you step on me now, then I have been in your agency for more than 30 years. That is to say, my whole life is dedicated to your career. Now you have removed me. How can I live? Right? Then I must join this right-wing army. So his evil sword, in the end, these enemies, he made it himself. Even his own people, it gradually became his enemy. So Xi Jinping still wants to dominate the world. Let me say, he can't even do his own thing. Maybe he hasn't left the door yet. His own backyard is on fire. Okay, about this matter I'll just talk to you briefly. If you like Jiang's video, please subscribe, like, share. Thank you for watching.